Hello guys, welcome back to another Lightning Collection review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the Mighty Minotaur. Now this is a Deluxe Wave figure. So of course we are looking at Deluxe Wave price point, which is around in the UK about £33.99. You can guarantee that this will go on sale, so if you're not desperate for it, hold out and you'll probably get it for probably under half the price. Now I have had this a little while and I've been saying I was going to review this for quite a while now, but leading up until my holiday I've been busy at work and stuff, and now I've just come back off of holiday yesterday, so I wanted to get this done today. This is the box. So we are looking at the Mighty Morphin Mighty Minotaur. Now he was very early on from season 1, and it was where he defeated the Power Rangers and they were given their weapons by Zordon. And if you've been keeping up to date, you may also know him a little bit fresher in your memory from Once and Always, but he did have a new look to him where Rita had given him and Snezzard like a robot look. And of course they played a big part in that for Once and Always, so if you haven't seen that, you can see it on Netflix and it is pretty cool. But taking a look at the box, you can see we've got our Power Rangers Lightning Collection logo at the top with our figure in the middle, a nice digital picture of that with some really nice artwork in the corner telling us what we're getting inside of the box, and we're still expecting the plastic-free packaging, which at the moment we all know about. On this side he does have the 30th year anniversary artwork around the box, so you can see we've got the logo at the bottom with our mmpr logo at the top telling us what we're getting inside the box, as well as a really nice bit of artwork on the other side. So this to me looks beautiful. It's really nice. And on the back, we've just got our digital render of the figure here with our Mighty Morphin logo at the top with all our legal stuff at the bottom telling us what we're getting inside the box. So we are getting an 8.2 inch figure, which is quite a sizable figure to be honest, especially for the price point. We're getting a smaller version of him, some changeable hands, his shield, his weapon, and a lightning effect piece that just goes on top of his head. And then taking a look at the figure, so you can see he is a sizable figure. He is really nice. He's got some good weight to him. The details look good. I have had this for a little while, so I have changed the hands around on him. So these are two grab hands. One of them comes on him and one comes in the box. But you can see the horns look quite nice. They do lack a little bit of detail on there, but I'm not to complain about that. They still look really nice. The face sculpt looks really good, and it's probably what you'd expect with nice bright green eyes. The fur on the figure looks really nicely sculpted, and it is also sculpted into the butterfly joints. His clothing is quite movable, so that looks fine for posing the figure. He has got a little tail on the back, which is a little bit difficult to get posed. You sort of have to move it around a little bit, bend it in shape. It doesn't always stay where you want it, but it does look nice enough and it works very well. You can see his gauntlets are really cool with a nice little extra shiny bit of silver paint on there. So first impressions of him, he is a very nice figure and he is sizable and does the job very nicely. And having a look at the articulation for this figure, his head does do a full 360 and there is quite a lot of movement up and down on it, so if you wanted to sort of pose him bent forward, you can have him looking out a little bit more, so that was nice that they've done that. The piece on the neck is separate, so you can move that around if you need to. He does have butterfly joints on top of the shoulder. His arms do move up and down quite a nice bit, and they do rotate all the way around. As we'd expect, he does have the upper bicep swivel with the double jointed elbows, and these are pinless, so that looks nice. His hands do a full 360 and they do articulate a little bit depending on what hand you've got on the figure. The upper torso is on a ball joint as we would expect, and he does have some ab crunch. Mine is a little bit loose, but he works very well. Underneath his clothing, he does have drop down hips, so you can move them, but they're not massively movable, so they work quite well. They're not too loose or anything like that. And he does have upper thigh rotation all the way around with double jointed knees, which are again pinless. There is no swivel at the top of his leg, which you'd expect usually with the boots, but considering he's not wearing boots, that's fine. So he does have them on the feet instead. They do move up and down and have a pivot as well. So the articulation on the figure, especially for the size, is pretty good. Moving on to some accessories, so he comes with two posing hands, so he's got like a little claw hand and a closed fist, as well as the weapon holding hands on each that he currently has on the figure. His lightning effect piece, which does slip onto his horn, so you can just hang them over like so and have that sort of sitting on top of his head like so. He comes with his weapon, which has got some nice detail in there, so it does give off like a wood effect. a nice little handle on there, but there's not a whole lot to it. It is just grey with a handle. A nice shield which has got a handle on the back so you can have him hold that, and it's got some nice paint that we have seen before from the Tengas, and it's got that sort of battle damage sort of effect on there, and he's got some nice dents in the shield there to show that he is a bit of a warrior. And finally, it comes with a nice little clay version of himself, so you can bring in Finster to hold that. So you can have him sculpting the Mighty Minotaur, and there he is, just done a good job with that. And moving on to some comparisons, so here he is with his partner in crime, Snizzard. So in Once and Always, these did have a little team up, with thanks to Rita Repulsa and the new versions of themselves. But just to show the different sort of scales in them, the monsters all do scale very, very well together. And if you want to face him off against your rangers, you can do so, and it does give the effect that the monsters are going to be pretty tough to beat. So here he is next to Jason, and you can see that there is quite a different size in the two of them. So obviously Minotaur here is hunched over and Jason is in a pose, so it kind of is evening it out. But you can see the level of thickness and quality going in these monsters, so that all the joints are really thick, very nice. They don't seem like they want to break. Some of the Lightning Collection figures, particularly the women, do have very, very bendy joints on the pinless figures. So definitely a good choice, and it was a no-brainer to be able to put those pinless joints on this figure. And then just a new female figure. So you can see she has got the new pinless arms, and they are really, really bad. It's nice to be able to have the double jointed elbows, but they are very, very thin, and you can see compared to Minotaur, they are very, very small. So if you're looking at the joints, you can see that the joint in there is very thick. So just to show you the difference between the new females and this figure. And lastly, just because they are in the same wave together, here is the new Rita Repulsa. You can definitely see the effort that has gone into this. I'm very, very happy with this deluxe wave. Moving on to the final thoughts for this figure. So he's a very, very nice sizable figure. He's got really good articulation for the size of him. It's nice to see some pinless joints on one of the monsters, and it does work very well. Obviously the joints being a lot thicker than the Rangers, it gives a lot more stability in it. The detail on it's good. I don't feel that it needs a black wash, but I have seen some people do that, and it does come up very well. With the detail that they've put into the fur, I wouldn't say it is necessary for that. And having the extra silver paint on the skirt and the wrists and on his shield does make it pop very nicely and gives more of a silver effect that he's wearing some nice solid armor. The effect piece on the head is really good, and it is new, so it's not one that we have seen before, but does look really cool sat on top of his horns like that. Once you've got him all posed up, it doesn't look like he comes with a lot of accessories, but he actually does, considering the shield and the weapon. He's got the lightning effect piece for his head, 2 different hands, and an extra little clay version of himself for Finster. So that was a really nice touch that they did that. It is a shame they haven't done that with all of them. You could have had like a little machine or something going with all the different clay versions of the monsters on there. Would have looked pretty cool. But I'm sure you've made up your own mind, and let me know what your thoughts are of the figure in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, and if you want to see more, please consider subscribing. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you all very, very soon.